Have you ever felt stuck? Like there's a gap between where you are and where you want to be? The top 0.01% don't stumble into wealth. They know something most people don't. Secrets. Powerful, simple, life-changing secrets. Today, I'll share 5 ultimate secrets of wealth. Secrets that shaped my life and could transform yours. These aren't random tips. They're principles that shift how you think, act, and grow. Ready to see the path they follow? Stay with me. This could be the breakthrough you've been waiting for. The first secret: be happy, but never satisfied. The first time I heard this, it completely shifted my perspective. It came from one of my mentors, a man whose success is almost mythical. I was lucky to spend time with him at his home, during long conversations for my YouTube channel, and through countless discussions about strategies for living a purposeful life. Every piece of advice he gave me was golden, but this one stuck with me the most. His philosophy is deceptively simple. Wanting more doesn't mean you're ungrateful for what you have. And yet, so many people believe the opposite. They tell themselves that if they want more out of life, it must mean they're not appreciating what they've already achieved. This mindset holds them back. But he taught me that the two ideas, gratitude and ambition, aren't in conflict. They actually complement each other. You should be happy with where you are now. Be proud of how far you've come. Acknowledge the blessings in your life and truly celebrate them. But don't stop there. Recognize that there's more out there for you, more that you're capable of becoming. You see, the problem isn't desiring more. It's when you allow complacency to rob you of your potential. Think about it. If you're not managing your current blessings, whether it's your finances, relationships, or time, how can you expect to handle greater opportunities? Why would life, the universe, or whatever you believe in, hand you more if you're not ready to receive it? He explained it this way: you were created to create. Growth isn't just a desire, it's a responsibility. When you aspire for more, you're honoring the gift of potential you were given. It's not selfish to want to grow, it's essential. Let's put this in perspective with a simple scenario. Imagine you know that in 7 months, a baby will enter your life. What would you do? You wouldn't sit around waiting, would you? Of course not. You'd prepare. You'd ask friends or family for advice, dive into parenting books, set up the nursery, and make sure you're equipped to welcome that baby into your world. You create the conditions for success because you know the stakes are high. But here's the thing: most people don't treat their goals that way. They set lofty ambitions but do nothing to prepare. Why? Because they've convinced themselves it's wrong to want more. They think that admitting their desire for something bigger somehow diminishes the gratitude they feel for what they already have. But it's not true. In fact, the most successful people I've met, those in that top 0.01%, live by the principle that happiness and ambition can coexist. You can absolutely love where you are in life while knowing you're destined for something greater. This mindset doesn't make you greedy or ungrateful. It makes you a creator, someone willing to stretch beyond their comfort zone to discover what's possible. The beauty of this philosophy lies in its balance. On one hand, you stay deeply connected to the present. You cherish the people, experiences, and achievements that have shaped you. But on the other, you remain open to growth, ready to embrace challenges that push you closer to your potential. Here's the key takeaway: your aspirations are valid. Don't suppress them out of fear that wanting more makes you unappreciated. They're not just desires. They're signals pointing you toward what you're capable of achieving. Think of them as a compass guiding you to take action. And that action matters. Preparation is what separates those who achieve their dreams from those who don't. Success isn't an accident, it's intentional. When you set a goal, you also need to create the conditions to achieve it. That means learning, planning, and building the skills or environment you'll need to thrive. Most importantly, Don't let fear hold you back. Fear of judgment, fear of failure, or even fear of wanting too much. These are the barriers that keep so many people stuck. But when you let yourself dream big while staying grounded in gratitude, you open the door to extraordinary possibilities. You were made for more. Believe it, prepare for it, and embrace the journey. The second secret. Think in decades, not days not long ago. I had the privilege of speaking with John Maxwell, an icon in the world of leadership. To be honest, I couldn't believe it was happening. I had anticipated a brief call, maybe 10 or 15 minutes, but it turned into an extraordinary 50-minute conversation. It was one of those moments where I found myself repeatedly asking, why would he want to talk to me? And how on earth has he accomplished so much in one lifetime? During our chat, he shared something that completely reframed my mindset. He said, Kevin, don't be so impressed. I've been doing this for 53 years. I've just been focused on one thing for 53 years. That single statement hit me like a ton of bricks. Curious, I brought up his famous book, The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. He smiled and said, that was my 13th book. Can you imagine that? He didn't stop at 1 or 2 books. He's written more than a dozen. I held my signed copy in my hands and realized something profound. John Maxwell's success isn't just the result of talent. It's the product of decades of persistence, focus, and the courage to learn from failure. This conversation left me with a powerful lesson I want to share with you. Instead of beating yourself up after 6 months, 3 years, or even 5 years of effort, why not make a different kind of commitment? What if you decided, I'm going to dedicate a decade to this? That's exactly what I did when I started my YouTube channel. I told myself I would post videos every single week. Not for a year, not for 5 years, but for the rest of my life. And here I am, almost 8 years later, still keeping that promise. Here's the truth. You can measure the potential success of someone by how far into the future they're willing to think. If you're only planning in weeks or months, you're limiting yourself. Big dreams, the ones that transform lives, require big timelines. Think of your goal as a decade-long journey. You don't need to know every step right now. You don't even need to know exactly how you'll achieve it. What matters is that you commit to showing up day after day for the next 10 years. When you do that, success becomes inevitable. But here's the twist. This isn't just about the actions you take. It's about the person you become along the way. Commit to the identity that aligns with your goals. For example, instead of saying, I need to work out, tell yourself, I'm the kind of person who goes to the gym. Once that identity becomes part of who you are, the struggle starts to fade. When you frame your actions as something you are rather than something you do, everything changes. It's no longer a question of should I go to the gym today? Because it's simply part of your life. It's who you are. But if every gym session feels like a battle, where you have to convince yourself to leave the couch, it's going to remain difficult. The real shift happens when you make it a lifetime commitment. Then it's no longer about forcing yourself. It becomes a habit. And over time, those habits lead to a higher quality life. So, here's what I want you to think about. What's a goal worth dedicating the next decade to? Maybe it's building a business, writing a book, mastering a skill, or transforming your health. Whatever it is, stop focusing on short-term wins and start thinking about the bigger picture. The magic lies in the long game. The willingness to show up consistently over years, not days, separates those who dream from those who achieve. And when you look back 10 years from now, you'll see that every small, daily effort wasn't just leading to success. It was shaping you into someone extraordinary. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about what you accomplish. It's about who you become in the process. The third secret. The 4 levels of luck. The first time I came across the concept of the 4 levels of luck, it was on a blog by Naval Ravikant. He was discussing Warren Buffett and how these levels apply to life and success. It completely shifted how I think about creating opportunities. Let's break it down. The first level of luck is pure luck. This is the kind of luck you experience when you buy a lottery ticket. It's random, completely out of your control, and doesn't require any skill. You could win big, but it's just as likely you'll end up empty-handed. It's the kind of luck we all hope for, but can never rely on. Then comes the second level, luck through persistence, or what Naval called grit luck. This is where the magic of showing up consistently begins to take effect. Imagine you're a soccer player taking shot after shot at the goal. You might miss the first 10, but eventually one will go in. That goal isn't pure chance. It's a result of your persistence. By continuing to show up, even when results aren't immediate, you create more opportunities for success. The third level is even better, luck through skill. This happens when you've honed your craft to the point where people recognize your expertise and want to work with you. Your reputation precedes you, and doors start opening because you've become known for your capabilities. You're not just showing up, you're delivering results that others value. But the highest and most powerful level of luck? That's luck through preparation. This is the kind of luck that comes when you've positioned yourself as the very best in your field. You're not just participating, you're leading. You're the person others look to for guidance, solutions, and innovation. When you reach this level, something extraordinary happens. Other people's luck starts coming to you. Those who are persistent or skilled in their own right bring their opportunities directly to your door because they trust you to make the most of them. This is exactly what Warren Buffett experiences. Deals that never hit the public market find their way to him. People want to sell their businesses or assets directly to Buffett because he's built an unmatched reputation over decades. They know his expertise, track record, and integrity. I've seen this in my own career too. After nearly 20 years of working in the software industry, I've built a reputation that attracts opportunities. There are businesses I've had the chance to acquire. Companies no one else even knew were available, simply because people trusted my experience and ability to manage them successfully. So, how do you reach that top level of luck? It starts with a decision. The decision to become exceptional at what you do. This isn't just about hard work. It's about deliberate, focused effort over years. It's about continuously learning, growing, and putting yourself in a position to seize opportunities when they arise. Think about it. When you're the best in your field, you become a magnet for luck. Those at the second and third levels, people who are persistent or skilled, will seek you out because they know you can amplify their efforts. This creates a cycle where your reputation and preparation keep compounding, bringing you even greater opportunities. This isn't just theoretical, it's practical. Whether you're an entrepreneur, an artist, or a professional in any field, the steps are the same. Show up consistently to build persistence luck. Hone your craft to create skill-based luck. And prepare yourself to be the best, so you're ready when the biggest opportunities come your way. Here's the key takeaway. You can't always control the randomness of pure luck, but you can absolutely influence the other three levels. By showing up, developing your skills, and preparing yourself to lead, you put yourself in a position where luck no longer feels random. It feels earned. And the most amazing part? When you reach the level of preparation, luck stops feeling like something that happens to you. It feels like something you create. So, what are you doing today to prepare for the opportunities of tomorrow? The fourth secret. Buy back your time. This is one of my favorite topics, and the reason I wrote an entire book about it. Time is one of the most misunderstood resources. Most people treat it as if it's infinite. But here's the reality. It's not. Unlike money, which is limitless if you're creative and resourceful, time is finite. Every single person, whether rich or poor, has the same 24 hours in a day. No one can create more of it. That's why the wealthiest individuals think differently about time. They don't waste it trying to save money. Instead, they spend money to buy back their time. Think about it. If you can reclaim your time and reinvest it into building skills, expanding knowledge, or creating value, you become more valuable in the marketplace. And when you're more valuable, you earn more. Sure, you could clean your own house, do your laundry, or run errands. But have you ever stepped back and asked, how can I buy back this time? Why not pay someone else to handle those tasks? With the rise of apps and services today, outsourcing has never been easier. One of the biggest barriers people face is the fear of delegating. They worry someone else might mess things up. But the truth is, delegation is a skill. And like any skill, it can be developed. You don't have to do everything yourself. Here's my perspective. Figure out what you do best, the thing you love, and that creates the most value for others. Focus your energy there. Then delegate the rest. By doing this, you free up your time to maximize your impact and do what truly matters. Imagine the possibilities if you spent your reclaimed hours on activities that elevate your skills, grow your business, or bring you joy. The world needs your best work, not your most stretched thin efforts. So stop asking, why can't I do it all? And start asking, who can help me do this? When you master the art of buying back your time, you unlock the freedom to focus on what matters most. And that's the real secret to living a life of abundance and purpose. The fifth secret, praise publicly, criticize privately. This principle has been one of the hardest for me to embrace. I'm someone who thrives on direct feedback. I want people to tell me exactly what I need to fix. I'm not afraid of a little emotional discomfort if it means growth. But here's the thing, not everyone feels the same way, especially in group settings. In the past, I had a habit of pointing out areas for improvement openly during team meetings. I thought I was being efficient, addressing issues in real time, so everyone could learn from them. But over time, I started noticing the impact. Team members shared privately that being called out in front of their peers felt discouraging, even humiliating at times. That's when it hit me. Public criticism, no matter how constructive, can do more harm than good. It doesn't just hurt feelings, it can damage trust and morale. So I adjusted. I developed a system I call the agenda. Anytime I notice something that needs addressing, I jot it down instead of bringing it up on the spot. I reserve those points for private conversations. Recently, I used this method with my assistant. At the end of a meeting, she said, "Thanks for not texting me all weekend about everything that needed fixing. I really appreciate this agenda system." Her response confirmed what I've come to believe. People are more open to feedback when it's delivered thoughtfully and in the right setting. Here's the funny thing. I used to think this approach was slower, but now I see it's actually faster. Why? Because it preserves relationships, fosters trust, and leads to more productive conversations. On the flip side, I've learned how powerful public praise can be. Last weekend, while watching my son play soccer, I noticed other parents yelling at their kids. For every little mistake, "Stay on the line. What was that pass?" It made me think, what if someone stood on the sidelines at their jobs and shouted every time they made a mistake? Instead, I tried a different approach. Every time my son did something well, I cheered him on. "Great kick. Awesome hustle." It didn't just boost his confidence. It encouraged him to keep trying his best. This principle applies everywhere, especially in leadership. Praise publicly to recognize effort, build confidence, and strengthen team dynamics. Criticize privately to maintain trust and protect relationships. Public praise uplifts. Private criticism ensures accountability without damaging someone's standing in the group. What I've discovered is that this shift isn't just about others. It's about becoming a better leader and person. When you catch people doing things right and celebrate their wins, it creates an environment where they want to excel. And when you handle feedback privately, it shows you value their dignity and growth. Ultimately, this approach fosters a culture of mutual respect, encouragement, and accountability. A combination that not only strengthens teams, but drives long-term success. As we close, think about the secrets you've just uncovered. These aren't just lessons, they're the keys to the top. 0.01% used to unlock wealth and success. The difference between staying where you are and reaching your potential is how you act on what you've learned. These secrets are powerful, but only if you start applying them today. Take one step, make one change, and you'll see the transformation begin. If you're ready to keep learning the strategies that the top achievers use to build lasting wealth, subscribe to this channel. This is just the beginning, and there's so much more waiting for you. Don't miss out. Your journey to the top starts here. Thank you for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.